Know whether Aspinall or Van Gerwen would get there. It was Nathan Aspinall who beat Van Gerwen in their quarter-final matchup. That means that the Asp is through, and he will finish third in the table, so he will take on Luke Humphries on Thursday night live on talkSPORT. A week tonight you'll hear the playoff semi-finals and the Premier League final. It'll be Luke Littler taking on Gerwyn Price in the second semi-final. But coming up, we've got the final for week 16 live in Sheffield, the Premier League of Darts. It's Luke Littler against Luke Humphries. Mark Wilson with Chris Mason alongside me. Mace, we've just been talking off air. 8th Premier League meeting of the campaign. The 5th time they meet in the final. It's 2-2. These two have dominated, haven't they, from the very first half?
Yeah, in every aspect, with every metric you look at, whether it be averages, 180s, high averages, big finishes. These two by far have been at the top of the tree, and that's why they are 1 and 2 in the Premier League, 1 and 2 in the world. It's going to be a rivalry that is going to go on and run. And listen, if it's anything like that match we witnessed a week ago, I cannot wait.
Well, that was 115.96 plays 110. I mean, that is some effort.
That 110, he hit 9 180s. We were flabbergasted by Dobey tonight with 8, but he hit 9 180s, averaged over 110, and still got beat 6-4. That just shows you how good Littler was in that match. He literally was just giving him crumbs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a matchup. Some people complain they play too much. I could literally watch these two play every single day of the week. They are that good. They are that entertaining. These are marker down times ahead of next week. You know, Littler beat Humphries in the Premier League final last year. Humphries will know it'll be scorched in his brain, won't it?
Absolutely. Listen, it's, you know, if you make a comparison to boxing, which we do quite frequently, like Betterby ever against Bivol, I could watch that every Saturday. They wouldn't want to do it every Saturday night, but I'd quite happily watch that every Saturday night for the next 6 months, because when you get the elite and they clash, it cannot fail to bring you entertainment, even when they're slightly off. You know, it's that intriguing nature of sport where it's never going to fail to offer you up excitement, drama, and more often than not, big numbers like we did see just a week ago. What's fascinating, the dynamic of this, their first ever meeting was in that World Championship final, 2024, where had Littler hit that 2-2, I say he goes on to win that match.
I'm with you.
He would have gone 5-2 up. He was in absolute control. Luke Humphries' head was going to fall off. Well, the aftermath of that was the next 6 meetings. Littler won every one of them before Humphries sort of got his head around who and what the challenge is from this young man. And of course, the interest in Luke Littler was ridiculous then, and still is now. And then he eventually got a 6-5 win over Littler, a European tour, and then they played in the Premier League final. That was their next meeting. He lost that narrowly, 8-7, and then we really see Luke Humphries just starting to get his head around the challenge of Littler. And throughout that period, it's pretty even. And like you say, this is the 5th final. It's 2 all-in finals of the Premier League, and they've just been trading wins against each other. But it's very rarely sort of dominant for one side or the other. But when they met in the final of in March in the Premier League, Littler gave him a trouser with 6-1, and that's pretty much the heaviest defeat in their exchanges.
Yeah, well, you mentioned drama. We've got lots of it coming up tonight. We've got lots of it coming up over the weekend as well, because Saturday sees the biggest game in domestic football. Sheffield United take on Sunderland live. Championship playoff final at Wembley. It's a talkSPORT exclusive. Adrian Durham, Sam Mandervice, the former England striker Darren Bent, and the current Swindon manager Ian Holloway, who's been involved in the biggest game in football and been on the right end of it as well. He knows what it's all about. 5 o'clock, talkSPORT 2. It's the Champions League final for the women. Arsenal take on Barcelona. Joe Shannon and West Ham women's manager Rhiannon Skinner, our team. Sunday sees not only the final day of the Premier League of football, where we'll find out who will qualify for next year's Champions League, it also sees the League One playoff final at Wembley. It's live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2. Ollie Klink, Nigel Adley and the former Chelsea defender Scott Minto, our team for that one. We'll have live commentaries across the talkSPORT network as well, and we'll have a Talk Radio exclusive, so you need the app really if you're going to listen to the football on Sunday. Monday, Bank Holiday Monday, Walsall, Wimbledon, live in the League Two playoff again at Wembley. Again, it's live and exclusive only on talkSPORT 2. Hugh Wozencroft, Ian Danter and the former Scotland striker Chris Owello are our team. Then on Wednesday, we're in the Conference League final. Chelsea take on Real Betis. Adrian Durham, Sam Matterface and the former Chelsea man Scott Minto. And then next Saturday, the 31st, Inter Milan take on Paris Saint-Germain. Champions League final. Adrian Durham, Jim Proudfoot and the former England captain, the legend that is Stuart Pearce. All that to come. Plenty of big games coming up. Plenty of big games in the darts as well. Can't wait.
And boxing Saturday night on talkSPORT.
Yes, of course.
My pal Josh Taylor against Heko Esserman, going up in weight. Josh Taylor, something he should have done years and years ago. He's up at 147. It's going to be an interesting fight. A lot of people do fancy Josh Taylor, but Esserman has got an engine. He could have been a marathon runner.
Interesting. I know you love your boxing. I know you'll be listening in. I do enjoy listening to the boys. I was listening the other week. You told me Kakachi would beat Lee Wood. You told me that, and he did beat him, didn't he?
I did, yeah. He's just. Listen, Lee Wood's just had so many wars, and it just takes his toll. And he's had whatever he decides to do. He's had an amazing career, some amazing nights. But yeah, he's a different animal.
What next for Kakachi, do you think?
I think they'll just fly him out to America and have a go at one of the big lads at that weight and give him his world title chance. Listen, he's a match for anybody. He never really. It's a bit like a Dave Allen story, really, with Anto. He never really gave it absolutely everything, and he had that massive win against Joe, and then from there he's really dedicated himself. And I spoke to a few lads who've sparred with him, and they say he's one of the most heavy-handed guys at that weight they've ever been in with. So he's got the chance to live his dream and pick up a big fight in America and a big payday.
Yeah, good luck to him as well. Plenty of big time boxing on the talkSPORT network, as May says. If you've got the talkSPORT app, you'll not miss any of the live sporting action. Huge week of football to come. Huge night of darts to come as well. It will be Littler against Humphries. 5th time in a final.
We could be saying it next week. I think we probably will be.
You wouldn't want to bet against it, would you? And that's no disrespect to Gerwyn Price or Nathan Aspinall, who will both fancy their chances. Will be live next Thursday night, Premier League finals night, semi-finals and the final, live on talkSPORT and on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page. Thanks again, all you following along, and please like and subscribe. More and more of you doing that each and every week. We'll be with you all the way through the match play in July. There'll be plenty of extra content. I'm sure they'll be asking Mace and Nico to do some daft stuff along the way. You know how it works now, Mace. You've got to earn your coin these days.
It's got to be done, isn't it? What do they call it now? Shoulder content, isn't it?
What is it? I don't know. Yes. I don't know. They'll be sticking a camera in your face anyway. I guarantee.
Yeah,
you
we
that.
are. We're going to have some fun. We're going to answer listeners and viewers' questions, whether it be on talkSPORT 2 or the main talkSPORT channel, of course, our YouTube channel. And we're going to be interactive. We're going to be recording multiple times daily, giving you our views and reviews.
Yeah, exactly. For me, the greatest tournament in darts. Cannot wait for it. But small matter, 275,000 quid on the table next week. What a night of darts it promises to be. 85,000 they've all made for reaching the semi-final stage. They made a few quid extra with the 10 grand.
I got to work a month.
Yeah, you get weekends off, Rob,
yeah.
For that, don't you? 85 grand, 125 grand runner-up. It's a £150,000 game of darts if you win it. Yeah, it's worth having, isn't it?
A one-off game for 150 grand. And the thing is, that will enter neither of their minds. They're both massively wealthy already, of course, so this will be just down to whoever has got the minerals on the night. I can't wait for next week. I love going to the O2. It's a special place with a special atmosphere, and Yeah, they're going to be out in force next week. Loads of the famous people going. So
yeah, be good. You'll be there with Dance and Nico. Abby will be joining us as well, interviewing the players backstage on behalf of talkSPORT. Of course, we will be there live every dart from the O2 next weekend. Right, who's going to win tonight? Luke Littler or Luke Humphries?
Luke. Darts. That's who's going to win. I got it right last week. The week before, I think. I'm not so sure. Listen, it didn't look like a 98 average, that semi-final from Littler. It didn't look good against Aspinall, but I think there's a special kind of rivalry between these two. And listen, the last time they clashed, it was remarkable, as you said, 115 versus 110 in terms of averages. I don't think we'll see anything quite at that level, but I think it may be Humphries' turn, and I think he'll want to get one over him on him a week before they may clash in the final.
Yeah, Elaine said both playing well on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Chris says bringing the dollars to the game. Michelle says, come on, Luke Humphries. Derek said, I've got Luke on my card, so Luke must win. Well, good luck getting the bookies to play.
I like this one. Littler to darts is Tiger to golf.
Yeah, probably is.
Similarities there, because Tiger was very young when he made a huge impact.
Yeah, he did indeed, and it is ridiculous at 18 years of age that he could be about to win his second Premier League title. No Michael van Gerwen, 7-time former winner, didn't make the final cut tonight. Nathan Aspinall beat him earlier on 6-2.
Are you concerned for Michael van Gerwen going forward?
Yeah, I am. In terms of winning now, I know he won on the European Tour, very emotional. I think he's starting to feel the heat a little bit now, Michael, that he knows his opportunities are getting fewer and further between, and I think that adds its own pressure. And look, if we're going to be brutally honest tonight, he had to win the opening game. He never looked like winning it.
No, he didn't. No, I'm with you. I think there's genuine anxiety and concern, and he just where it always used to be unlikely that he wouldn't win. Now it's
not only that, Chris, you know you had to be dynamite to beat him. Now you can rock up and have his mid-90s and you've got a very good chance of beating him.
If your timing's on and you hit your doubles, you've got every chance of defeating him, and he gets beaten more and more. We're seeing more and more averages in and around the 90, which you sort of late 80s and 90, which you'd never see from him. And this vulnerability that's been there for a few years now, I think it's becoming overwhelming for him. And I'm not sure, because technically the throw is broken down. Yes, it will work from time to time, but he has to get it absolutely right, and he can't do that.
We didn't overly see Taylor fade away. Yes, I know he went out on a defeat. You didn't see him fade away. We've seen Manchester United in the football. Their aura of invincibility is gone now, and people are feasting on it. And he could be going the same way. I know that's quite a dramatic thing to say, but there's that many people now can win these tournaments. It is not the given it used to be. Right, it's the final sequel we might have all wanted to see tonight. Let's hear from John McDonald for the final time in Sheffield tonight.
From the Still City of Sheffield. All brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation, and now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands joining us live, and the millions joining us around the world, it's time to meet the finalists. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of 14 PDC titles. He is the reigning and defending Premier League champion and the reigning champion of the world.
His tally, what a second campaign it's been. He won the Premier League on debut and is the odds-on favourite to double up next week at the O2. Smiles all round as he greets the officials. Always gets a good reception, the Littler walk-on. A winner in Glasgow, a winner in Brighton, won in Cardiff and Newcastle, and he won in Birmingham. But standing in his way, it's Coolham. been another great Premier League night on talkSPORT 2. And we have the final that, if you had a ticket for Sheffield tonight, if you're honest, it's the one you wanted to watch. The two best players on the planet going toe-to-toe over the best of 11. It's their 5th final meeting in the Premier League, 2 wins apiece. One of them may well lift the crown next week. But which Luke will it be who will go into the playoffs as a winner in week 16? Luke Humphries and Luke Littler. Another night at the office for those, another warm embrace.
Incredibly, well, it's not even, it's about 16 months. This is their 22nd meeting. It is very
Get used to it, mate.
Yeah, it is very much like when MVG came along and Taylor was not quite at his best, but those two seem to be meeting constantly. And you're right what you said with Phil. And listen, the night he lost to Rob Cross, which was last Worlds, he averaged 105 or something, didn't he? He just walked into a very hot Rob Cross. And in that final year also beat MVG on the way to winning the match play. I don't think we're going to quite see that with MVG, but this is very much a changing of the guard, and these two now well established as not just two of the best players in World Darts right now, but two of the best players to ever tickle the tungsten.
We just seen them having a laugh and a joke, sharing a high five and a bit of a laugh as Humphries was getting some stick off the Sheffield crowd about his Leeds allegiances. No love lost between Leeds and Sheffield on the football front, that is for sure. But these are two players who are comfortable in each other's company. There's no edge about this. There's going to be no needle tonight.
No, neither feel inferior to one another. They both believe that they're the best, and listen, their resumes and numbers says that, and they do a lot of work as well together, exhibitions and stuff, so they would have got to know each other really, really well. And I quite listen. I think they both love playing each other. You know, obviously they don't like losing, but I think they love the challenge.
Yeah, I think they do. And I think the fact they know they're going to be meeting so often just adds to the mixture.
Yeah, it's not like a John Lowe, Eric Bristow rivalry where they wouldn't meet that often. You know, there was time for it to fester. Where in this, you might as well just get on with it because, like you say, it can be week in, week out.
It is. We'll be going to Blackpool in July, where Luke Humphries is the defending match play champion. Luke Littler bombed out early last year on debut. What's he going to do in Blackpool? He'll have a score to settle there. And
it was on the front and back pages, him losing there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was remarkable.
It was. Humphries with a throw, then race to 6 for the nightly title. 9th final for Littler, 8th final for Luke Humphries. Over 16 weeks of darting drama. These two have been at the forefront throughout.
Yep, they have. In that position, 1 and 2 from the off. Littler from 2-3-1 finds the max to leave 51. Humphries now pressure on the 120 to hold throw. Gets the treble 20. Gets the single. Narrowly misses. Puffs his cheeks.
Yeah, this for a breaker throw. 11 for tops. He's been doubling beautifully, and he hits double 10, and it's an early break for the Nuke.
180 key to winning that leg, and the timing of it. That single 20 runs for cover. 96. Breaker throw. 14 darts for Littler, leg 1.
Slow start for Humphries. He had to overcome Rob Cross 6-4, then he beat Dobey in the semi-finals quite comfortably, truth be told, 6 legs to 2. Deflection just took him the wrong side of the wire there, Humphries.
Wasn't a lot of room there. He does take a risk in, tries to sometimes force the dart in. 98 from Littler, down to 207, 1-0 up. Humphries, 3-3-1, single 20, single 1. Oh dear, 41, it's just not happening. It was a bit like this with the Rob Cross game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 2-0 down in that one. 1-5 of the next, sorry, 4 of the next 5. Yeah, it was. Littler averaged 114 in his opening round win over Stephen Bunting. Didn't miss a dart and a double. Just not happening for Humphries at the minute. 1-1-4 for Littler for a 2-0 lead. Treble 19 hit. That leaves single 17. That leaves tops. And the only surprise, he didn't hit it.
Yeah, he will be back because Humphries only just past the halfway point in the leg from 230. Finds 134 on cover. Down to 96. Not that it matters. Double 10 is found again.
Yeah. I think you could have given him 6 darts there and you'd have still back Littler from double 10. 1-2-5 for Humphries. Start of leg 3. 2-0 Littler leads.
Yeah, must-win leg this for Humphries. Single 20, single 19, single 19 for Littler. Only 58. So a chance for Humphries just to give himself a bit of breathing space so he can manoeuvre his way into this match. Just too many troublous visits at the moment.
Yeah, there are. Littler, who's topped the table, a record-breaking 5 nightly wins. He'd love to have 6.
But he's broke the points record, hasn't he? The 180 record, most wins record.
Yeah, and if he wins next week, the most cash record as well.
Yes.
Bad for 16 weeks work, 275,000. If he wins tonight, an extra 60k in weekly prize money, plus his gold darts. It's all that.
He's not had a bad year, has he? It's Humphries' turn to find a max at the right time. He's down to 57. Oh, the response from Littler. Very nearly a 180. So 57, 17 and tops. Gets the 17. Must hit tops and does. Hold throw. 2-1 Littler leads. But Littler does have the breaker throw.
He does. Can Humphries hit back? Only 96 for the nuke. Two people enjoying life at the top of world darts, and why wouldn't they be when they play so well?
Living the dream. This was the foundation that so many of us played our part in trying to create. And now the players are, well, like I said, living.
Do you quite believe it, Chris, where the game's gone? Because you were one of the founding fathers, if you like, of the PDC. I can't imagine at any point you imagined it would be as big as it is now.
I mean, we tried the Premier League idea years before, well, years, but before it eventually became a TV spectacle, and yeah, we just couldn't. There wasn't. Everybody looked at sport and bases sport on money, unfortunately, not necessarily the skill involved, or you know, you get people that rubbish it because it comes from the pub, but once it gathered pace and Barry was involved, I thought there is every chance, because look what he did with snooker, a relatively boring, long-winded sport.
120 for 2-2, hit the treble. He's hit tops, needs double 10. He's gone. He's bust.
Oh, I don't think he thought.
He's bust 120, Humphries.
I don't think he thought
tops.
it was in.
We all thought he was going for 10s. He didn't think it. He thought it was in the single. He's hit tops again. That was for 2-2. He's got a smile on his face. He cannot believe it. His face is getting a little bit rosy now. A bit of embarrassment. Will he get another go? He will, because Littler, maybe out of sympathy, didn't take out the 91.
Well, he missed the 120 in leg 1, didn't he, to hold. There's the single, there's the treble. Have another go. Ah, brilliant. 3 double tops on the spin.
And Littler's giving him a bit of stick.
He's just saying he didn't check, because his darts sit up. He probably actually, because he will actually, he's a thrower rather than an aimer, so it's all weight of dart and feel, and his dart was probably sat up and he probably thought that's not in, and he just
chucked in another one alongside it. Well, it's 2-2, but here comes Littler. I think they should have had this the first attempt.
Agreed.
2-2. Littler, is he about to deliver the perfect leg? He's hit the max to start it. He's in again. Oh, just on the top wire. Not quite.
No. When that first darts landed, you think, oh, hello. Luke's throw under threat again, and another troublous visit. Only 58, 226 Littler, 292 Humphries, 2-2 in legs.
125 to go down to 101. Humphries on 292 at the hockey now. No treble. And again, so he's knocked down to a finish. So Littler for 3-2, he's looking at 101.
Single 20, leaves 81. Treble 17 is found. Oh, he's hit double 10 instead of double 15, so he's left 10.
It's all going wrong. What's happening here? Humphries 2-2, but he can't finish 192. 2-2 then. Here's Littler, double 5 for a 3-2 lead, and it feels like normal service is resumed. He's halfway to the 6 he needs to win week 16 of the Premier League.
Yeah, and another breaker throw, so potentially with the hold, could move within 2.
We've got some Rugby League royalty listening to us tonight on talkSPORT 2. Kevin Sinfield and Barry McDermott been out tonight on Kevin's tour. They're listening in on the way home. Good evening, chaps.
Good evening.
Keep up the good work.
96.
They're enjoying the darts, I'm sure they are. Luke Littler 3-2 up against Luke Humphries.
81 for Humphries, down to 339. Littler from 308, starts on the 18s, moves back to the 20s. A real wild visit there. Down to 255, Humphries 339. Now he's found the treble and follows it. First dart merchant, FDM.
Once that first one went in, Chris, the other two were never going anywhere else. 5th max of the final so far. But Humphries is on a bogey, but he had to take it, didn't he? 159, so he can't go out. Littler's on 155. Humphries first in. 40 scored with 2. 97 scored. He's down to a 2-dart combo, 62. Unless Littler can take out the 155, he's got the treble 19. He needs a double, he gets it! 155 for Littler. Outstanding errors from the teenager. What a finish that was. He's 4-2 in front in the final.
Just when you think Humphries is going to get back in the match, Littler produces perfection. 60-57, double 19, 4-2. He did the same against Aspinall at 4-4. He just knows the time to produce. He took that beautiful 1-2-8 out, didn't he, against Aspinall to absolutely break his heart.
It's like a Noah's Ark leg. They're going 2 by 2 here. 2-0, 2-2, 4-2. Can Humphries hit back? It's just the effortlessness of the 155.
That's key to playing this game at the highest level. As soon as you try, that's when things go wrong.
Well, they both left the big fish. Littler left it on purpose, but Humphries first in can't take it. He's going to leave it pretty handy though.
And he did leave it on purpose.
He did. He went for the big 19
instead of the treble.
Oh, he's in again. A smile, crosses his lips, bullseye! Oh my word! Reel it in the nuke! He left it on purpose and he hits it on purpose! Staggering! 155 out, followed by the big fish. We are witnessing sporting brilliance. This fella knows no limits. Magnificent darts.
He could see Humphries had left himself 170. He went treble 19, and purposely didn't go for another treble 19 to leave the 170 and said, right, come on then, can you get it? Because if you don't, I will. Back-to-back finishes of 155, 170, leads 5-2. Luke Humphries in a world of trouble. He's got a smile on his face because, well, sometimes you just got to put your hands up and say Cadbury's.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Littler's averaging 102, Humphries 96. Well, you were mentioning the boxing. he has just been smacked flush on the nose and then taken one on the chin as well.
Yeah.
170 for the match.
Not again.
No, that would have been offensive.
We'll have to get the referee involved.
1-2-4 to stay alive. Shots on. 14 will leave the ball. He's hit the treble, so he's looking at double 11 and he just can't take it. And a roll of the eyes, he knows that might be it. Littler 65 for the match. Oh, he's hit the ball, he's too good. 15 left, he wanted the out a bit. 7 for double 4. No, it's 3 for double 6. Oh, he's bust. He's bust it.
Double 13 and not close either. It was almost in the middle of double 13. So, double 11. Oh, he's outside. This is tricky. Can't afford to go inside. He's scared of it. Gets it in his final dart. 5-3. Break of throw. Is there another twist in the tail of this tungsten tussle? Oh, he's plumb in the middle of the red bit. Doesn't follow it. Yeah, he's not quite at it tonight, Humphries.
He's not quite at it, and it's still a belting game.
Exactly.
Humphries is watching Littler hit 139 to start the leg. 5-3 Littler leads, race to 6. Next week these still be in the playoffs, live on talkSPORT Thursday night from 7. Littler will take on Gerwyn Price. Humphries will take on Nathan Aspinall. Tonight they're playing for the nightly crown. Littler on 281, Humphries at the hockey on 361. Needs another treble, doesn't find it, only a ton. Advantage Littler.
Littler against the throw, finds a treble 20 from 281, 2 single 19s. Littler down to 183, and there's me predicting that Humphries would maybe produce in this match. It's not quite happened for him yet.
Well, he's left the big fish, and Littler on 183 is it 38. I think that's 63. So he's left 120. Humphries to stay alive needs a big fish. It's not going to go. So Littler is going to get a shot here. Shanghai for the match. Treble, single, double.
He went for three tops.
Tops. The cheeky.
And then went for ball after hitting a single 20. He's absolutely at it tonight.
That's outrageous behaviour. Humphries, he went double 18, double 18. We're watching an exhibition here.
That's exactly what it is.
66 to wrap it up. Treble 14 leaves double 12, double 6. Littler wins it. There's a smile on both players' faces because they know deep down what happened here tonight means very little in the grand shape of it. They were 1 and 2 on the ladder going into next week's playoffs. And whilst it's a win for Luke Littler, a record-breaking 6th nightly win in the Premier League, it's what happened 7 days from now that will be the defining moment of the Premier League campaign. They were both showboating at the end, but a blockbuster 155 followed by the big fish really swung that game Luke Littler's way. They'll be counting down the days until the O2 next week. 6-3, Littler wins it. There was a bit of showboating at the end, but those 2 hammer blows, Chris, right in the middle of the battle, swung it for Littler.
Yeah, the 155 and then back that up with the 170s, the defending champion, arguably, if not the best player in the world. He's certainly ranked the 2nd best player in the world and the current holder of the Premier League and the World Championships. And he's just playing with such freedom. It's a joy to watch. Humphries would be desperately disappointed that he couldn't sort of replicate even some of the form from tonight, but even just a sprinkle of what he produced last week against Luke Littler, where he averaged 110, wasn't to be tonight. And that interests me even more why he is going to the European Tour in Holland this weekend, because he'll be flying out there tomorrow.
Yeah, he will, but he might want to be busy going into the big one next week. Those two met in the final last year. Luke Littler, the defending champion, goes back to the O2. You'll hear all the action. You've heard every dart of it across the talkSPORT network on talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2, and on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel as well. And we will have the final 4 next week. Our top 4, Littler top of the pile, Luke Humphries in 2nd, Aspinall in 3rd, Gerwyn Price in 4th, Michael Van Gerwen missed out in 5th, Dobey 6th, Rob Cross 7th, and Bunting bottom of the pile back in the Premier League. That sets it up nicely for next week. You've been listening to Premier League Darts live on talkSPORT 2 in partnership with Village Hotels. Dine out, stay, work out and play. Visit villagehotels.com for more information. He must be getting sick of the sight of those weekly title trophies that he's got. He's won 6 of them this year alone. Chris Mason, is Luke Littler going to be the defending champion come this time next week?
It's hard to argue against it, isn't it? He's dominated this Premier League campaign, whichever metric you want to go by, whether it be finishing 180s, nightly wins, averages, as in tournament averages of over 102. He's just the real deal. He's the full package, and someone's going to have to turn up next week and really produce and play out of their skin, because I think if you don't catch him early, longer format, don't forget, next week in the semi-final and final, if you don't get him in that first semi-final, how do you stop him in the final?
Well, okay, we know that Gerwyn Price started the night in 3rd, ended up 4th. Gerwyn Price has shown he can consistently beat Luke Littler.
Exactly that, but the key to that victory will be Price getting out the block super quick, trying to keep Littler under pressure, and then trying to hold him under pressure. That's the tough thing with him. You can get a lead on him, and then he does it. We've seen it so often. He plays in these streaks of 3, 4 and 5 legs, very much like what Peter Wright did in his absolute pomp, and you just can't. There's nothing you can do. It becomes unplayable. But Pricey, he's got the mentality. Listen, he's got a proven record against Littler, hasn't he? And it's not just 1 or 2. He's strung multiple wins together. So I think if he's going to get beat, he gets beat in that match, but unlikely.
Humphries, Aspinall, a lot made about Aspinall even being in the Premier League. He's proven why he was the right pick, hasn't he? Making it to the last 4.
Listen, if Humphries plays anything like that in that game next week, Aspinall wins. It's simple as that. But listen, Humphries is so good. He's one of the best to do it. And listen, he's got gears and he got strings to his bow. He will not be worried about what happened tonight one little bit. He will go into there with a fresh new mind, and he will go there to win it.
They will all be going to win it. We will be there. We thank you for joining us throughout the Premier League, the opening 16 weeks. We will be live on talkSPORT next Thursday night in Danta. We'll be alongside Mace and Nico. Abby Davis will be getting all the interviews as well for us live from the O2. You can follow it on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube page. Thanks to everyone that's joined us on there. Thanks to everyone that's joined us tonight. Luke Littler, again, a 6th nightly title for him. He is through in style. We're down to the final 4 come next Thursday night. PGA Tour Golf from the Child Swab Challenge is up next on talkSPORT 2. But the darting drama's not over yet, not by a long way. We'll see you at 7 o'clock on talkSPORT next Thursday night, when Luke Littler will take on Gerwyn Price and Luke Humphries will take on Nathan Aspinall. Luke Littler, the defending champion. Price, Humphries and Aspinall have all been to the final, but have yet to taste Premier League success. From Chris, Laura, producer Matt and I here at talkSPORT tonight, it's been a pleasure. Luke Littler beats Humphries again. They may well meet in the Premier League final next week. From all the action here in the Premier League of Darts, there's one more to go. We'll see you next Thursday. Congratulations to Luke Littler. He's top of the pile. The defending champion will go to the O2 in style. He's beaten Humphries in the final by 6 legs to 3. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
When it comes to the Darts Premier League, the last thing you want is an online mishap throwing you off your game. That's where NordVPN Threat Protection Pro steps up to the hockey. Think of it as your personal referee, keeping dodgy websites, malware and phishing scams from sneaking into your setup. It even blocks those pesky ads, so you won't get distracted mid-leg. Go to nordvpn.com/dartsvpn and get 2 years performance free and a birthday deal. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. From all the team here at talkSPORT, we'll see you next week for the Premier League of Darts final at the O2 in London. Good night.